Hello dear students, today we are going to learn about the topic sedative and hypnotic. So sedative and hypnotics, these are the drugs which are used in the treatment of insomnia. Insomnia means not able to have proper sleep और नींद न आना। तो नींद आने के लिए जो ड्रग्स दिए जाते हैं वो ड्रग्स इस कैटेगरीज में आते हैं, दैट इज द सीडेटिव एंड hypnotics. So first we will see the meaning of the term sedative and hypnotics. Then we will see the classification of a drug in main, and there are mainly three classes: barbiturate, benzodiazepines, and newer non-benzodiazepine hypnotic type of the drug. And then we will see the mechanism of action, uses, side effects, and certain drug interactions. And at the last we will see how the insomnia as a problem is treated. There are three different types of insomnia: chronic, short term, and transient insomnia. Okay, so how these all three types of the insomnia have been dealt, and apart from the drugs, what are the other therapies which can be useful for the patient of insomnia. Okay, now there are the certain terms which we are going to repeatedly use in this lecture. First is a sedative. So what is the meaning of the sedative? Drug that subdues the excitement and calms the subject without inducing the sleep. So drug that just only decreases the excitement but not induces the sleep is called as a sedative, or in other words, decrease responsiveness to any level of the stimulation, and it can be useful as a drowsiness but not the sleep. While the term hypnotic means a drug that induces and or maintains the sleep similar to normal arousable sleep. So actually hypnotic is the term what we are looking for the treatment of insomnia. So the drug that induces the sleep or maintains the sleep is called as a hypnotic, which should be similar to the normal sleep, okay, for the proper feeling of the refreshment for that particular subject. Okay, so sedative only decreases the excitement and calms the subject, while hypnotic means actually which induces or maintains the sleep. There is a third word which mostly you will listen in the movies: hypnosis. So hypnosis is different from hypnotic, so you should not get confused. Hypnotic means trance-like state in which the subject becomes passive and highly suggestible. Means किसी को control में ले लेना, वश में कर लेना, that is hypnosis. So that is different from the term hypnotic. Okay. So sedative and hypnotic, most of the drugs when they are given in the small doses, they act as a sedative, and when the dose is increased, the same drug will act as a hypnotic. So these actions are not too much separable from each other. If we are considering the same drug, the only dose is distinguishing factor most of the time. So drugs which have a quicker onset, shorter duration, and steeper dose response curve, means small increase in the dose, large increase in the response, they are preferred as a hypnotic. While more slowly acting drug with flatter dose response curve, means even you are increasing the dose but response is not increasing that proportionately that much, so these drugs are preferred as a sedative. In other words, hypnotic at a lower dose may act as a sedative, and these are preferred for treatment of insomnia. You can say in other words that same drug given at a low dose will act as a sedative, slightly higher dose it will act as a hypnotic for the treatment of insomnia, and if you increase the dose further, the patient will go in unconsciousness or general anesthesia, and if you further increase the dose, the patient may go into the coma. That's why we have to prefer certain doses which should be in the middle range, to be preferred as a hypnotic. Okay, now before going to actually learn about the insomnia, you should have the proper knowledge of the sleep, and there are two types of the sleep. Okay, one which blue line is indicating is a NREM sleep. NREM means non rapid eye movement sleep, while the second is REM sleep. So you can see these four columns, these are of the REM sleep, that is a rapid eye movement sleep. Whenever we are going to sleep, there are the this first is a NREM, then again REM, then NREM, REM, NREM, REM. So and the patient actually get awake at 6 o'clock and going to sleep at 11 o'clock. So suppose for the this 7 hours span, there are the at least 4 to 5 cycles of NREM sleep and 4 to 5 cycles of the REM sleep. Okay, NREM sleep is further divided into the 4 stages: stage 0, 1, 2, 3 and the 4. Okay, and after spending almost an half 1.5 hour in the NREM sleep, the patient go into the REM sleep. Then for certain duration REM sleep is there, then again non-REM. But you can see the stage 0 means from lying down to actually falling asleep. Okay, only compromising 2 to 4% of the sleep time, while the stage 1 is also only 3 to 6% of the sleep time. But when you are actually going into the deeper sleep, then you go into the stage 2, then stage 3 and stage 4. So you can see maximum 40 to 50% of the sleep type is in the stage 2 of the NREM sleep. Okay, while certain only slightly for these first portions of the up to 1 or 2 o'clock, there is a 3 and 4 which are called as a deep sleep and cerebral sleep. Okay, then what is the main difference again in the NREM and the REM? That in NREM, heart rate, BP and the respiration, they are mostly not fluctuating, they are steady. But in the REM sleep, the heart rate, BP and the respiration, they are fluctuating. Okay, so fluctuations are more. Second, the nightmares, okay, or the dreams, sapne jo aate zyadatar, that comes in the REM sleep. Okay, so dreams and nightmares mostly occurs in the REM sleep. Okay, so there are the alternating pattern of the NREM and the REM sleep in the normal person. So whenever we are giving the hypnotic drug, what we expect that the drug should not alter this NREM or REM pattern, because if that is altered, then though the patient is going to sleep because of the effect of the drug, but he may not have the feeling of refreshment when he wake up in the morning, and that is very much important in the patient sleep quality. Okay, sleep not important only in terms of the duration, the quality of the sleep and the refreshment the person is going to have after sleep is also important. So what two drugs we are going to use, the barbiturate, benzodiazepine, and third also newer non-benzodiazepine. Barbiturates alter this REM and NREM pattern, that's why they are not preferred as a hypnotic. But benzodiazepine and newer non-benzodiazepine hypnotic drug, they don't alter this REM and NREM pattern too much, that's why they are preferred. Is the very important slide of this lecture is a classification of the sedative and hypnotic. Okay, so there are three classes as I mentioned you earlier: barbiturates, benzodiazepines, and newer non-benzodiazepine hypnotic. This BZD is a short form for benzodiazepine. Okay, barbiturates are further classified depending upon the duration of action into the three category: long acting, short acting, and ultra short acting. Okay, long acting, there is only one drug, phenobarbital. All of the barbiturates have the barbital in the last mostly. Okay, short acting are pentobarbital and butobarbital. Okay, and ultra short acting, this thiopentone is an ultra short acting. So thiopentone, sodium and methohexytone, these are ultra short acting. Okay, what decides this duration of action in barbiturates is mostly their lipid solubility. Okay, these ultra short acting are highly lipid soluble, that's why they get instantaneous or you can rapid entry into the CNS because of their lipid solubility. And also there is a one phenomenon which you all learn in the general pharmacology, that is a redistribution. Okay, once the drug gets entry into the brain, it again come back into the body because of once the concentration falls in the brain and the it starts getting deposited in the peripheral tissues. That's why these are ultra short acting drugs. Okay, thiopentone, sodium and methohexytone. But as I told you, barbiturates are very much less preferred nowadays in the as a sedative hypnotic. they are only used nowadays is a phenobarbital in the treatment of epilepsy or seizure, which you will learn in the chapter of anti-epileptic drug, and thiopentone and methotrexate are preferred as a general anesthetic drug. Okay. Then the next important class is benzodiazepine, and yes, this is very much preferred class nowadays. Again, benzodiazepines have multiple actions apart from hypnotic. They also have anti-anxiety action. Anxiety कम करते हैं, जो stress या tension होता है, okay, anti-anxiety action, and they also have anti-convulsant action. Means they decreases the convulsions or epilepsy or fits. And fourth action they also have, they have a skeletal muscle relaxation action. So benzodiazepines have multiple facets of action: hypnotic, anti-anxiety, anti-convulsant, and muscle relaxant mainly. So there are, not all the drugs are useful in all the actions, but you can see the diazepam, which is considered as a prototype drug of this class. It has all the action: hypnotic, anti-anxiety, and anti-convulsant. But certain drugs have only specific action, like flurazepam and nitrazepam. They are preferred only in the hypnotic. Alprazolam also have anti-anxiety action. Temazepam, triazolam, and lorazepam. So you can see mostly there is a pam in the end of the zepam, or pam in the end of the this benzodiazepines. Then anti-anxiety benzodiazepines, again diazepam, chlordiazepoxide. This is the one of the longest acting benzodiazepine and only useful in anxiety, not in other. Okay, while if anyone asks you which is the shortest acting, that is mostly midazolam. Okay, lorazepam, oxazepam, alprazolam, and clonazepam. These are useful for anxiety. And anticonvulsant diazepam, lorazepam, clonazepam, and clobazam. While there are certain newer non-benzodiazepine hypnotic. Why the word non-benzodiazepine? Because they have actions similar to benzodiazepine, but chemical structure is different from the benzodiazepine. And most of them start from the Z: zopiclone, zolpidem, and zaleplon. While there are two drugs recently discovered, S-zopiclone, which is nothing but the active enantiomer or isomer in the simple words of the zopiclone, S-zopiclone, and itizolam. Okay, these are the two recent addition to this class. Now first we will see about the barbiturates, then benzodiazepine, and then newer non-benzodiazepine. So barbiturates are now superseded by benzodiazepine as a sedative and hypnotic. Okay, so they are less preferred. Barbiturates are general depressants for general depressants for all over the body, but mostly they are depressant from the for the CNS, central nervous system. So we will see the actions of barbiturates on central nervous system. Again, dose dependent effect, which we have learned already. At a lower dose sedation, still higher dose sleep or hypnotic action, still higher dose anesthesia, and still higher dose coma. At a hypnotic dose, whenever we are giving a short acting barbiturate, this shortens the time taken to fall asleep and increases the sleep duration. But REM and NREM sleep cycle is disrupted. So that is a disadvantage of the barbiturates. Again, after discontinuation of the barbiturate, a rebound increase in the REM sleep occurs, which is not desirable. Once you are taking the barbiturates, that is okay, but once you stop them, then increase in the REM sleep occurs. That is called rebound increase, which is not favorable. Again, hangover is there in the morning after a nightly dose. Okay, so dizziness, distortion of mood, irritability, and lethargy. Okay, so आलसपन या इरिटेबिलिटी होती है, हैंगओवर होता है मोस्टली मॉर्निंग में जब आप रात में बारबिचरेट लेते हो, तो these are the disadvantages, and because of this they are not preferred nowadays. Sedative dose, if you are taking especially smaller dose of longer acting barbiturate and giving at a daytime, they can produce the drowsiness and they can reduce the anxiety and as well as excitability. What is the mechanism of action for a sedative purpose? They causes the depression of reticular activating system, okay, or RAS. So RAS is important for maintaining you wakeful, okay, or any person wakeful. If you are going to depress the RAS, obviously the person will feel you can say drowsy, or he can have a sleep. So by depressing the RAS, the barbiturates causes the sedation. But at the sedative dose, they impair the learning. They also causes the short-term memory loss, and they also impair the judgment. Okay. Again, barbiturates don't have any analgesic action, but small doses may even causes hyperalgesia, means increase in the pain. Analgesia means abolition of pain, okay, or pain relief. But smaller doses, on contrast, they causes the hyperalgesia, increase in the pain. This is in contrast to benzodiazepine. Benzodiazepines have slightly analgesic action and they do not increase the pain. Okay, so this is a disadvantage of barbiturate. Barbiturate, apart from hypnotic and sedative, can also have anticonvulsant action, and especially phenobarbital can be useful for this purpose. Next, coming a very important phenomena, that is a mechanism of action, which is always asked, what is the mechanism of action of barbiturate or benzodiazepine? Okay, so there is a one receptor which is called as a GABA benzodiazepine chloride channel complex. Okay, GABA, it is an inhibitory neurotransmitter which is present in the CNS and spinal cord, and the long form is gamma aminobutyric acid. So there are certain excitatory neurotransmitters in the CNS like glutamate and aspartate, and there are certain inhibitory neurotransmitter like the GABA and glycine. Okay, this GABA, which is the inhibitory neurotransmitter, it decreases the firing rate of neuron, and it produces the various actions like decrease in anxiety or sedation or decrease in the convulsions. So GABA is of having that mainly two subtypes of receptors, GABA A and GABA B. GABA A receptor is we are going to see here. Okay, so this is the GABA A receptor, and it mostly have a 5 subunits, which can be alpha, beta, gamma, and sometimes another subunit like delta, epsilon, or the theta. And on a mostly beta subunit of this GABA benzodiazepine chloride channel. Why they are called in so long name? Because benzodiazepines are also acting on this, and by GABA, by binding to this GABA A site, it causes the influx of chloride ions. You can see this is the extracellular, this is the intracellular. When this channel opens, the chloride ions move from outside to inside of the cell. They produces the negativity in the inside the cell, which is called as a hyperpolarization, and they decreases the firing rate of neurons, and thus they can produce the sedation or decrease in anxiety or decrease in the epilepsy or convulsions, and also the muscle relaxation. Okay, but in the muscle relaxation, GABA B receptor is involved mainly, while in other actions GABA A receptor is involved. That is a difference. So GABA, which is an agonist, it binds to this site which is called GABA binding site on a GABA A receptor, and it causes the influx of chloride ions and causes the hyperpolarization, and thus the patient can have a sedation or the hypnotic action. The on the alpha beta subunit, okay, either on sorry, mostly on alpha subunit, there is a one specific binding site for benzodiazepine, that is diazepam, and on the either alpha or beta subunit, or on an interface of alpha and beta subunit, there is another binding site where the barbiturate is going to bind. Okay, so you can say that on this receptor there are 3 different binding sites, on which on only one side GABA will bind, on another side barbiturate will bind, and on another third side diazepam will bind. Okay, obviously not all at the same time. As we are giving the diazepam, it will bind to this side, and barbiturate will bind to this side. So what happens after the barbiturate bind to this alpha beta subunit, they causes the GABA mimetic or GABA facilitatory action. Means they either GABA facilitatory means what? They just increases the binding of the GABA to this side, and GABA itself acts to cause the influx of chloride ions. This is called GABA facilitatory, जिससे facilitate कर रहे हैं GABA को कि तू bind हो जाए यहाँ पे और chloride ion का influx हो. One is a GABA mimetic action, means the barbiturate directly causes the opening of chloride ions by separating these subunits. That is called GABA mimetic action. So barbiturate have both GABA mimetic as well as GABA facilitatory action, while diazepam they don't have GABA mimetic action. GABA के जैसे action नहीं, सिर्फ GABA facilitatory action है, सिर्फ GABA को promote करेंगे. कि तू वहां पे बाइंड हो जा यहाँ पे और फिर क्लोराइड आयन का इनफ्लक्स हो. दैट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द बेंजोडाइजेपिन एंड बारबिचुरेट. ओके, barbiturate have both GABA mimetic and GABA facilitatory. Benzodiazepine have only GABA facilitatory. Next difference is diazepam or benzodiazepine, they increases the frequency of chloride channel opening, while barbiturates they increases the duration of chloride channel opening. Okay, so this is what we have discussed. The barbiturate they potentiate the GABAergic inhibition by increasing the lifetime or duration of chloride channel opening induced by GABA. This is in contrast to benzodiazepine, which enhances only the frequency of chloride channel opening. Barbiturate bind to the another side than benzodiazepine, which is either located on alpha or beta subunit, and at a high concentration barbiturate directly increases the chloride conductance. That is a GABA mimetic action. This is in contrast to the benzodiazepine, which only have GABA facilitatory action. Apart from this GABA action, the barbiturates also inhibit the calcium dependent release of neurotransmitter, and they also depresses the glutamate induced neuronal depolarization. मैंने आपको बताया था एक्साइटेटरी न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर और इनहिबिटरी. अगर आपको सिडेशन और हिप्नोटिक एक्शन चाहिए तो आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, या एंटी इपिलेप्टिक एक्शन चाहिए तो आपको इनहिबिटरी न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर बढ़ाने होंगे लाइक गाबा और ग्लाइसिन, या फिर आपको एक्साइटेटरी न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर कम करने होंगे. तो एक तो हम एक्शन हमने देख ली कि इनहिबिटरी न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर को बढ़ा दिया, दैट इज गाबा को. दूसरा हम क्या कर सकते हैं, जो ग्लूटामेट एक्साइटेटरी न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर उसको डिप्रेस कर दो. सो दैट इज द अनदर एक्शन व्हिच द बार्बिटरेट्स कैन आल्सो एग्जिबिट स्पेशली एट अ हाई डोसेस. और ये जो ग्लूटामेट है एक्साइटेटरी न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर, इसके 3 टाइप के रिसेप्टर है. ओके, एनएमडीए रिसेप्टर, एएमपीए रिसेप्टर और काइनेट रिसेप्टर. ओके, out of which they are inhibiting the glutamate action on AMPA receptor, barbiturate. Apart from that, barbiturate also depresses the voltage sensitive sodium and potassium channel. So the multiple action of barbiturate, but main action is on the GABA benzodiazepine chloride channel receptor, and they act as the agonist for this receptor. Okay, apart from CNS, if we are giving the higher doses of barbiturate, they causes depression of respiration, they decreases the blood pressure, they decreases the cardiac contractility and heart rate. They also decreases the muscle tone, because of which they also can cause the muscle relaxation to some extent. Bowel motility is also decreased, peristaltic movement is decreased, and urine output is also decreased. While at a toxic doses they can cause respiratory failure and cardiovascular collapse. Now all these actions are disadvantages or harmful effects of barbiturates which we don't want, and that's why the benzodiazepines like diazepam are preferred, because at a relatively doses where what we are using for sedative hypnotic purpose, they don't affect the respiration or cardiovascular system too much. Now, uses of barbiturates, I already told you that except the phenobarbital, which is used in epilepsy, and thiopentone and methoexytone, which are useful in anesthesia as a general anesthetics, no other barbiturate is commercially available or used nowadays. Okay, the dose of phenobarbital is 30 to 60 milligram either once daily or thrice daily, especially when you are using for the treatment of epilepsy. Okay, or seizure or convulsions or fits, which we will learn in the anti-epileptic chapter in more detail. 100 to 200 milligram if intramuscular or IV. Coming to the side effects, adverse effects of the barbiturates. Side effects are hangover, mental confusion, impaired performance, because they decreases the concentration span of the patient, subject. Okay, that's why performance gets decreased. Maybe it is any task the subject is going to do. And traffic accidents, if the patient is going to drive after taking the barbiturates, they may impair the concentration span, they may impair the memory, they also impair the judgment, because of which the traffic accidents may occur. That's why it is always advisable not to drive or not to do the task which requires the concentration after taking the barbiturates. Barbiturates can also cause the tolerance and dependence. What is tolerance? When we are taking the drug for the long time, then the effect of the drug gets decreased or progressively reduced. Okay, the body gets adapt to it, and that's why tolerance will get developed. And dependence means once the patient has the is using the barbiturate tablet for the hypnotic, he is get dependent and he again wants to take tablet for the sleep purpose. Okay, so both tolerance and dependence can occur with the barbiturates. Tolerance, both cellular and pharmacokinetic tolerance can occur, while the dependence, psychological as well as physical dependence can occur, and that's why the abuse liability is very high. Okay. Again, if we withdraw the barbiturates after, suppose if the patient is dependent on barbiturate and suddenly on one day if you withdraw the barbiturate, तो उसके अपोजिट इफेक्ट्स आपको मिलेंगे. क्या होता है, बार्बिचरेट क्या कर रहा है, डिप्रेस कर रहा है सीएनएस को, सिडेशन कर रहा है. अगर आपने बार्बिचरेट निकल लिया सडनली एक दिन, तो पेशेंट विल गो इनटू द एक्साइटमेंट, हैलुसिनेशंस, डेलिरियम एंड convulsions, or the deaths may have occurred. That's why withdrawal symptoms are very high. All these are the disadvantages of barbiturates, which are very less with benzodiazepines. These are the conditions where the barbiturates are contraindicated, that is acute intermittent porphyria, liver or kidney diseases because they can be metabolized by liver and excreted by kidney, severe pulmonary insufficiency like emphysema because barbiturates depresses the respiration, and obstructive sleep apnea. Okay, this is the mostly you can say disorder or disease in which the patient have a एक्सेसिव डे टाइम स्लीपिनेस, दिन में ज्यादा नींद लगती है, रात में नींद नहीं लगती, और जो हम बोलते हैं कि पेशेंट की आवाज निकलती है सोते वक्त. ओके, जिसको हम घोरना बोलते हैं मराठी में. सो दिस मोस्टली हैपेंस इन दिस टाइप ऑफ द पेशेंट, ऑब्स्ट्रक्टिव स्लीप एप्निया. सो any type of hypnotic, whether it is barbiturate or benzodiazepine, they are contraindicated in the patient having obstructive sleep apnea. Okay. Barbiturates causes the induction of several cytochrome isoenzymes, so they are enzyme inducer. Also causes the induction of enzyme like glucuronidase transferase, and because of which if we are giving certain other drugs along with barbiturate, they increases the metabolism of those other drugs and they reduces their effectiveness or efficacy. Okay, for example, the drug like warfarin, which is anticoagulant, steroids like contraceptive given for preventing the pregnancy, tolbutamide, which is a hypoglycemic drug given in diabetes, griseofulvin, which is antifungal drug, chloramphenicol, which is antibiotic, theophylline, which is given in bronchial asthma. If all these drugs are given along with barbiturate, barbiturate increases their metabolism and decreases their effectiveness. That's why these drugs should not be given simultaneously with barbiturates. Okay, or either we have to decrease the dose of barbiturate or we have to increase the dose of this drug. And barbiturate should also not given with another CNS depressants like alcohol, antihistaminics or opioids like morphine, because all these are the drugs which causes the depression of CNS. और barbiturate उनके साथ दे रहे हो तो CNS का और ज़्यादा depression हो जाएगा. That's why this is not preferable. Now coming to the important topic, that is a benzodiazepines, and these are the drugs like diazepam, lorazepam, oxazepam, alprazolam, which are preferred. And a very common question in exam is asked why benzodiazepines are preferred over barbiturates as a sedative and hypnotic. So this can be asked as a 5 marks question, or it can be asked as a part of LAQ where you can be asked classify the sedative hypnotic and discuss the advantages of benzodiazepine over the barbiturates. Okay, so what are the advantages of benzodiazepine over the barbiturates? The first, benzodiazepine have high therapeutic index. What is the meaning of this? They have a higher safety, means ingestion of even 20 hypnotic doses. Means for example diazepam को normal dose है 5 मिलीग्राम, अगर किसी पेशेंट ने 20 टाइम्स भी ले लिया, मीन्स 100 मिलीग्राम भी ले लिया एक साथ, तो दे डज नॉट यूजुअली एंडेंजर द लाइफ, मीन्स डेथ होने के चांसेस बहुत कम है. देयर इज नो लॉस ऑफ द कॉन्शियसनेस एंड पेशेंट कैन बी अराउज, पेशेंट अनकॉन्शियस नहीं होगा, कोमा में नहीं जाएगा. ओके, या डीप स्लीप में जाता भी है तो वो इजीली अराउज हो सकता है, इजीली आप उसको जगा सकते हो. ओके, सो अनकॉन्शियस या कोमा में जाने के चांसेस बहुत कम है. रेस्पिरेशन इज नॉट सो डिप्रेस एज टू नीड असिस्टेंस, रेस्पिरेशन को डिप्रेस करेगा बेंजोडाइजेपिन लेकिन इतना नहीं जितना बार्बिटरेट करते. दैट्स व्हाई वी डज नॉट नीड एनी असिस्टेंस लाइक वेंटिलेटर और द सर्टेन अदर थिंग्स. Second advantage of the benzodiazepine is that hypnotic doses do not affect the respiration or CVS. ओके, तो हमने देखा कि बारबिचुरेट रेस्पिरेशन और कार्डियोवास्कुलर सिस्टम को डिप्रेस करता है, बट बेंजोडाइजेपिन उतना नहीं करते. हायर डोसेस अगर देते हो तो माइल्ड रेस्पिरेटरी डिप्रेशन और स्लाइट डिक्रीज इन ब्लड प्रेशर और हाइपोटेंशन कैन ऑकर, बट वो बहुत कम है. So practically benzodiazepine have no action on other body systems. Okay. The only thing is that if you are giving IV injection of benzodiazepine like diazepam or lorazepam in cases of status epilepticus, then the BP falls to some extent and cardiac contractility also gets decreased. But oral doses mainly don't have this type of the action on the respiratory or cardiovascular system. So these are the advantages. The next are yes, fall in the BP in case of diazepam and lorazepam because they decreases the cardiac output, while the midazolam causes the fall in the BP because it causes decrease in total peripheral resistance. Next advantage of the benzodiazepine is that they causes less distortion of the sleep architecture. Means what? We have seen REM and NREM. These are the two patterns of the sleep which are present in a subject, and barbiturate causes the डिस्टॉर्शन ऑफ दिस आरईएम एंड एनआरईएम पैटर्न. ओके, आरईएम को बढ़ा देता है, एनआरईएम को कम कर देता है, तो पेशेंट को वो फीलिंग ऑफ रिफ्रेशमेंट नहीं आती. बट दिस बेंजोडाइजेपिन्स दे कॉजेस वेरी लेस डिस्टॉर्शन ऑफ दिस आरईएम एंड एनआरईएम पैटर्न. Again, next advantage is rebound phenomena on discontinuation of regular use are less marked. अगर आप बेंजोडाइजेपिन बहुत दिन तक लेते हो और फिर बाद में नहीं लेते या सडनली आप बंद कर देते हो, फिर भी रीबाउंड इंसोम्निया कि वापस नींद नहीं आना या रीबाउंड एंजाइटी या रीबाउंड इंक्रीज इन आरईएम स्लीप, ऐसा बहुत कम देखने को मिलता है. ओके, देखने को मिलता है बहुत ही ज्यादा लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए ले रहे और स्पेशली एल्डरली पेशेंट है. ओके, तो otherwise nahi. Then benzodiazepines do not alter the disposition of other drugs by microsomal enzyme induction. They have very slight enzyme inducing property जो बारबिचुरेट्स में बहुत ज्यादा होती है, इसलिए बारबिचुरेट के साथ कुछ अदर ड्रग्स नहीं दे सकते लाइक कॉन्ट्रासेप्टिव या वारफेरिन. लेकिन बेंजोडाइजेपिन में एंजाइम इंड्यूसिंग प्रॉपर्टी बहुत कम है, दैट्स व्हाई दे डू नॉट अल्टर द डिस्पोजिशन ऑफ अदर ड्रग्स. सो दिस इज अनदर एडवांटेज. नेक्स्ट एडवांटेज इज बेंजोडाइजेपिन हैव लोअर एब्यूज लायबिलिटी. ओके, गलत यूज करने के चांसेस बहुत कम है बेंजोडाइजेपिन्स के. क्यों? क्योंकि टॉलरेंस इज माइल्ड, बहुत कम टॉलरेंस है. साइकोलॉजिकल एंड फिजिकल डिपेंडेंस इज आल्सो वेरी लेस एंड विड्रॉल सिंड्रोम और आल्सो वेरी लेस मार्क. ओके, तो ये चांसेस बहुत कम है एब्यूज लायबिलिटी के. A specific benzodiazepine antagonist flumazenil is available which can be used in case of the poisoning. Okay? और अगर पॉइजनिंग या ओवरडोज हो जाता है बेंजोडाइजेपिन का, तो आपके पास एक एंटागोनिस्ट अवेलेबल है, दैट इज द फ्लूमेजेनिल. दिस इज आस्क्ड एज एमसीक्यू मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम, which is the antidote or antagonist or competitive antagonist of benzodiazepine. The name is flumazenil. So benzodiazepine की पॉइजनिंग हो जाती है या बेंजोडाइजेपिन का ओवरडोज हो जाता है, तो आप फ्लूमेजेनिल देके उसको रिवर्स कर सकते हो. ऐसा एंटीडोट बारबिचुरेट के लिए अवेलेबल नहीं है, तो ये डिसएडवांटेज है और यहाँ पे ये एडवांटेज है. सो दीज आर द मेन differences. So just to summarize, benzodiazepine have a high therapeutic index. They don't have a much action on the respiratory system or cardiovascular system. Only on IV injection slight fall in the BP and cardiac contractility gets happen. They causes the less distortion of sleep architecture, rebound increase in anxiety or hypnotic action, sleep will not occur. They do not have too much enzyme inducing property. Tolerance is very less, dependence is very less, withdrawal symptoms are less, and antagonist is available in case of the overdose or poisoning. Okay, now actions of benzodiazepine. So benzodiazepine have selective anxiolytic action. Anxiolytic means anti-anxiety. Okay, anxiety को कम करना, lytic. हिप्नोटिक एक्शन, मसल रिलैक्सेंट एक्शन और एंटी कन्वल्जन इफेक्ट. तो अलग अलग इफेक्ट है और कुछ अगर एक दो ड्रग छोड़े डायजेपाम जैसे, तो बाकी सब ड्रग्स में सिलेक्टिव एक्शन है. इफेक्ट ऑन अ स्लीप. सो बेंजोडाइजेपिन हैस्टन द ऑनसेट ऑफ स्लीप. किसी को नींद नहीं लग रही बेड पे सोने के बाद, तो वो इंक्रीज कर देता है. तो लैटेंसी जो रहती है स्लीप की लैटेंसी, कि बेड पे लेटने के बाद 1-2 घंटे के बाद नींद आती है तो उसको कम कर देता है, तो जल्दी नींद आती है। रिड्यूसेस द इंटरमिटेंट अवेकनिंग, कुछ लोगों को नींद आती है लेकिन बीच बीच में रात में जगते हैं, तो दैट रिड्यूसेस द इंटरमिटेंट अवेकनिंग एंड दस इंक्रीजेस द टोटल स्लीप टाइम. Time spent in the stage 2 is increased in case of NREM sleep, while that in the stage 3 and 4 is decreased. They shorten the REM phase, but more REM cycle occurs. But so overall effect on REM phase is very less marked as compared to barbiturate. Okay. The only exception is nitrazepam, which actually increases the REM sleep. Night terrors and body movements during the sleep, they are reduced by the benzodiazepines. So this is advantage. Stage shift to the stage 0 and 1 in case of NREM sleep, they are lessened. देखो जनरली स्टेज 2, 3 एंड 4 दे आर डिजायरेबल, स्पेशली स्टेज 2 में जितना टाइम स्पेंड करोगे ज्यादा उतना अच्छा है. स्टेज 0 एंड 1 को जो शिफ्टिंग होता है तो इसकी वजह से पेशेंट बीच बीच में जग जाता है रात में, तो वो कम कर देते हैं बेंजोडाइजेपिन. सो दैट इज अ गुड थिंग. And some degree of tolerance can occur, but after the repeated use and very long term. Okay. Mechanism of action of benzodiazepine is the same. Only the thing is that कि barbiturate अलग साइड पे बाइंड होते हैं और benzodiazepine अलग साइड पे बाइंड होते हैं, लेकिन रिसेप्टर का नाम सेम है, GABA A benzodiazepine chloride channel complex. The same action, diazepam or benzodiazepine bind to this site. Then they cause the GABA facilitatory reaction, increases the binding of GABA to the GABA A receptor, because of which there is a this subunits get separated, or these petals get separated of this receptor. There is an influx of chloride ion from extracellular to intracellular, which causes the hyperpolarization and which reduces the firing rates of the neuron, and because of which the hypnotic, sedation or anti-anxiety or anti-convulsant action will be manifested, or we can see. Then benzodiazepine act on which part of the brain? रिसेप्टर तो आपको पता है, लेकिन किस पार्ट पे एक्ट करता है? तो ऑन अ मिड ब्रेन असेंडिंग रेटिकुलर फॉर्मेशन और रेटिकुलर एक्टिवेटिंग सिस्टम, okay, which maintains the wakefulness, and it also act on limbic system, which is responsible for thought and mental functions. Okay, in case of hypnotic action and sedative action. In case of muscle relaxation, the benzodiazepine act on medulla. Well, the ataxia is the side effect. It causes the disturbance in the gait or balance, and it is because of its action on the cerebellum. Okay. So benzodiazepine act on GABA receptor chloride channel complex. It is a pentameric. Pentam is 5 subunit of the this transmembrane anion channel. Anion क्यों? क्योंकि क्लोराइड है जो निगेटिव चार्ज है, इसलिए anion चैनल बोलते हैं. प्राइमरी लाइगेंड कौन सा है? GABA है. बेंजोडाइजेपिन कहां पे अटैच होंगे? अल्फा गामा इंटरफेस पे. क्या करेंगे? इंक्रीजेस द फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ क्लोराइड चैनल ओपनिंग. ओके, एंड दे ओनली हैव गाबा फैसिलिटेटरी एक्शन एंड नॉट गाबा माइमेटिक एक्शन. दिस इज द वन चार्ट ऑन विच एमसीक्यू कैन बी आस्क्ड कि ये जो रिसेप्टर है वहां पे 3-4 साइड से, तो हर साइड पे एगोनिस्ट कौन है और एंटागोनिस्ट कौन है? तो गाबा की जो साइट है वहां पे ऑब्वियसली एगोनिस्ट कौन है? गाबा. उसके अलावा देयर इज वन ड्रग मस्किमाल व्हिच इज आल्सो एक्टिंग एज अ एगोनिस्ट एट अ गाबा ए साइट. There is one antagonist which is a bicuculin, which is a competitive antagonist at a GABA A site. And another antagonist, there is a picrotoxin, but it does not attach to the any specific site. It blocks the chloride channel non-competitively. Or there is another site which is called picrotoxin binding site. Then barbiturates आपको पता है एगोनिस्ट है और वो उनकी अलग साइट है जो वहां पे अल्फा बीटा इंटरफेस पे लोकेटेड है. Then benzodiazepine agonist at allosteric benzodiazepine site. Allosteric means जो adjacent site है गाबा को, वहां पे benzodiazepine बाइंड होंगे. अभी बेंजोडाइजेपिन मैंने आपको बताया था फ्लूमेजेनिल इज अ कॉम्पिटिटिव एंटागोनिस्ट एट बेंजोडाइजेपिन साइड, तो ये बेंजोडाइजेपिन को बाइंड नहीं होने देगा वहां पे क्योंकि ये एंटागोनिस्ट है कॉम्पिटिटिव. लेकिन एक है यहाँ पे इनवर्स एगोनिस्ट ऑफ बेंजोडाइजेपिन एंड दैट इज अ DMCM, डाइमिथॉक्सीइथिल कार्बोमिथॉक्सी, which is also called as a beta carbolin. तो इट इज नॉट एंटागोनिस्ट, इट इज इनवर्स एगोनिस्ट. इसका क्या मतलब होता है कि बेंजोडाइजेपिन अगर डिप्रेशन करने वाले हैं तो ये DMCM क्या करेगा? एक्साइटेशन करेगा. बेंजोडाइजेपिन अगर कन्वर्जेंस कम करने वाले तो ये कन्वर्जेंस प्रोड्यूस करेगा, सो दैट इज द डिफरेंस। व्हाइल कॉम्पिटिटिव एंटागोनिस्ट क्या करता है, ये दोनों को इनहिबिट करता है, एगोनिस्ट को भी और इनवर्स एगोनिस्ट को भी। तो एगोनिस्ट जो डिप्रेशन करने वाला है बेंजोडाइजेपिन वो नहीं होने देगा, और इनवर्स एगोनिस्ट जो एक्साइटेशन करने वाला है वो भी नहीं होने देगा। सो इट इज अ एंटागोनिस्ट फॉर बोथ एगोनिस्ट एज वेल एज इनवर्स एगोनिस्ट। सो दिस कैन बी आस्क्ड एज एमसीक्यू। As far as the pharmacokinetics of the benzodiazepines are concerned, drugs which have the long T half, they are used for daytime anxiety, and drugs with short T half, they are preferred for sleep onset difficulty, जिनको नींद आने में प्रॉब्लम है कि एक बार नींद लग जाए तो फिर वो मेंटेन रहती। This is one chart. So these are the long acting benzodiazepine and these are the short acting. Okay. In long acting there are the flurazepam, diazepam, nitrazepam and lorazepam. और इनका half life आप generally देखोगे 50 hour, 30 hour, 60 hour. Okay. Only lorazepam का some 10 to 20 hour है. That's why they are long acting because of long half life. और इनका hypnotic dose generally कितना है 5 to 10 mg. Okay. फ्लोराजिपाम का 15 से 30 है, लेकिन लोराजिपाम बहुत कम डोज में लगता है 1 to 2 मिलीग्राम। सो यू कैन से लोराजिपाम इज अ मोर पोटेंट इन ऑल दिस 4 कैटेगरी, क्योंकि इसका डोज कम लग रहा है। लॉन्ग एक्टिंग किस में देख सकते हैं, दे सकते हैं क्रोनिक इंसोम्निया, जिनमें बहुत दिनों से स्लीप का प्रॉब्लम है या जिनको नींद की बीमारी है। शॉर्ट टर्म इंसोम्निया, जिनको 1-2 हफ्ते के लिए प्रॉब्लम हुआ है सिर्फ, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ सम रीजन, ओके, विथ एंजाइटी। फ्रीक्वेंट नॉक्चरनल अवेकनिंग, जिनमें बार बार नींद खुलती है, या फिर सर्जरी करने ऑपरेशन के नाइट पहले रात में देने के लिए, तो लॉन्ग एक्टिंग आर प्रीफर्ड। देयर आर 3 ड्रग्स व्हिच आर शॉर्ट एक्टिंग, अल्प्राजोलैम, टेमाजिपम एंड ट्रायाजोलैम, आउट ऑफ विच अल्प्राजोलैम इज प्रीफर्ड। इनका हाफ लाइफ बहुत कम है, 8 से 12 आवर। ट्रायाजोलैम का बहुत ही कम है, 103 आवर। और सबसे कम है मिडाजोलैम का, शॉर्टेस्ट एक्टिंग, और इनके डोसेस काफी कम लगते हैं, 0.25 टू 0.5 मिलीग्राम। सो दीज आर वेरी हाईली पोटेंट एज कंपेयर टू दिस लॉन्ग एक्टिंग। ये किन में देते हैं, जिनमें ट्रांजिएंट इंसोम्निया है, 1-2 दिन के लिए नींद की बीमारी है, या कभी कभी शॉर्ट टर्म इंसोम्निया, 1-2 हफ्ते के लिए जिनको प्रॉब्लम है। इंडिविजुअल्स हु रिएक्ट अनफेवरेबली टू अनफैमिलियर सराउंडिंग और अनयूजुअल टाइमिंग ऑफ स्लीप। सपोज एग्जाम है तो रात में नींद नहीं आ रही है, तो ऐसा एक आध दिन के लिए, या फिर आपकी स्लीप की प्लेस चेंज हो गई, आप किसी अलग जगह पे गए हो, या एरोप्लेन में ट्रैवल करते वक्त, या नाइट शिफ्ट करने के बाद। सो ऐसे पेशेंट में 1-2 दिन के लिए स्लीप ऑनसेट डिफिकल्टीज के लिए या ट्रांजिएंट इंसोम्निया के लिए शॉर्ट एक्टिंग ड्रग्स आर प्रेफर्ड। Adverse effect of benzodiazepine are they are very relatively safe drug as compared to barbiturate. साइड इफेक्ट्स आप है हिप्नोटिक डोसेस, सम टाइम ऑफ डिजीनेस, चक्कर आना, अटैक्स या बैलेंस जाना, वर्टाइगो थोड़ा चक्कर जैसे, एमनेसिया मेमोरी लॉस थोड़ा सा, और इंपेयरमेंट ऑफ साइकोमोटर परफॉर्मेंस, सो शुड नॉट ड्राइव। हैंगओवर अगर लॉन्गर एक्टिंग ड्रग देते हो तो, ब्लरिंग ऑफ विजन एंड ड्राई माउथ एंड वीकनेस विद सर्टेन ड्रग्स। फ्लोराजिपम इज सर्टन पैराडॉक्सिकल स्टिमुलेशन, उल्टा करता है, डिप्रेस, बाकी ड्रग डिप्रेस करते हैं, कभी कभी स्टिमुलेट कर देता है पेशेंट को, इरिटेबिलिटी कर देता है। ओके, Flurazepam and nitrazepam sometimes causes the increase in the nightmares, but the dependence is very less, tolerance is very less, and withdrawal symptoms are very less as compared to barbiturate. इस वजह से ड्रग सीकिंग बिहेवियर मीन्स, अगर ड्रग नहीं मिलता तो ड्रग खोजने की आदत मीन्स, कैसे तो भी मुझे ड्रग मिल जाए, ये बहुत कम है बेंजोडाइजेपिन्स के बारे में। सो बिकॉज टॉलरेंस एंड डिपेंडेंस बहुत कम है, तो एब्यूज के चांसेस बहुत कम है, गलत इस्तेमाल के चांसेस कम है। Now coming to the third class of the drugs, that is a non-benzodiazepine hypnotics. So मैं हमने देखा था कि बेंजोडाइजेपिन रिसेप्टर जो है वहां पे अलग अलग सब यूनिट है, तो स्पेशली जब अल्फा सब यूनिट के बारे में बात करते हैं, उसमें फर्दर सब टाइप्स है, अल्फा 1, अल्फा 2, अल्फा 3, अल्फा 4, अल्फा 5। तो जो अल्फा 1 सब यूनिट है वो स्पेशली दे आर इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द सिडेशन एंड हिप्नोटिक एक्शन, while जो अदर सब यूनिट्स है अल्फा 2 मेनली दे आर इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एंटी एंजाइटी और मसल रिलैक्सेंट और एंटी कन्वर्जेंट एक्शन। तो अगर हमें सिर्फ हिप्नोटिक एक्शन चाहिए तो हमें ऐसा ड्रग चाहिए जो सिलेक्टिवली अल्फा 1 सब यूनिट पे एक्ट कर रहा है, एंड this is the third category of the drug non-benzodiazepine hypnotics like zolpidem or zaleplon, which act on alpha 1 subunit containing benzodiazepine receptor and not on the alpha 2 subtype of the receptor. That's why they produces the hypnotic and amnesic action with very weak anti-anxiety, muscle relaxant or anticonvulsant effect. Another advantage, benzodiazepine antagonist flumazenil can be used to treat their overdose anxiety. इनका अगर overdose होता है या फिर poisoning होती है तो जो benzodiazepine का competitor antagonist है flumazenil वो इनके poisoning या overdose में भी use कर सकते हैं, तो that is advantage. They have lower abuse potential than hypnotic benzodiazepine. Benzodiazepine का वैसे भी कम है abuse potential, गलत इस्तेमाल करने के चांसेस, लेकिन इनका और भी कम है. Okay, and they have short duration of action, that's why they are preferred over benzodiazepine for the treatment of insomnia. So first we will see the drug zopiclone. This is the first drug which is discovered in this non-benzodiazepine hypnotic. Effect on a sleep is resembling the benzodiazepine, but it don't alter the REM sleep and tends to prolong the stage 3 and 4. तो REM sleep को alter नहीं करता. T half 5 to 6 hours है. It is also useful to wean off the insomniacs taking regular benzodiazepine medication. इसका क्या मतलब होता है कि कोई अगर नींद ना आने के लिए रेगुलरली बेंजोडाइजेपिन यूज कर रहा है और अभी आपको लगता है कि बेंजोडाइजेपिन पे वो डिपेंड होते जा रहा है और उसको ये कम करना होगा, तो आप बेंजोडाइजेपिन की जगह को उसको झोपिक्लोन या अदर ड्रग्स दे सकते हैं, तो उनके जो डिपेंडेंस के चांसेस थे वो कम हो जाएंगे. और झोपिक्लोन ये ड्रग्स पे ज्यादा डिपेंडेंस होने के चांसेस कम नहीं, तो इनका भी आप डोज कम कम करते जाओ और अल्टीमेटली स्टॉप कर दो. Okay, so that is one use of this drug. They are also indicated for short term treatment of insomnia, जहाँ पे less than 2 weeks से insomnia का प्रॉब्लम है, नींद नहीं आ रही, ऐसे पेशेंट में आप यूज कर सकते हो. इसका डोज क्या है? 7.5 मिलीग्राम टैबलेट ODHS. यस, व्हाट इज HS? HS मीन्स होरा सोमनी, मीन्स एट बेड टाइम. जो सभी ड्रग है सेडेटिव हिप्नोटिक, बार्बिचुरेट, बेंजोडाइजेपिन लाइक डाइजिपाम, अल्प्राजोलैम, या फिर ये ड्रग ये कब लेने हैं? रात में सोने से पहले, एट बेड टाइम ऑब्वियसली. ओके, और ज्यादा ये ड्रग झोपिक्लोन नॉट मोर देन 2 वीक्स देना नहीं चाहिए. इसका और एक एनेंशियोमर आया है, दैट इज द एस झोपिक्लोन व्हिच इज एक्टिव एनेंशियोर ऑफ झोपिक्लोन एंड इट इज आल्सो प्रिफर्ड नाउअडेज. नेक्स्ट ड्रग इज अ ज़ोल्पिडेम, जो ज्यादा प्रेफर किया जाता है झोपिक्लोन से. इसका क्या एडवांटेज है? स्लीप लेटेंसी शॉर्टन करता है, बेड पे लेटने के बाद जल्दी नींद आ जाती है, ज्यादा देर तक जगह नहीं रहता है, स्लीप ड्यूरेशन को प्रोलॉन्ग कर देता है. इट डज नॉट हैव एंटी एंजाइटी, एंटी कन्वर्जन एंड मसल रिलैक्सेशन प्रॉपर्टी, ओनली सेडेटिव हिप्नोटिक एक्शन. व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस ओवर द बार्बिचुरेट एंड बेंजोडाइजेपिन? Relative lack of effect on sleep stages like REM and NREM और stage 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, उस पर बहुत ज्यादा इफेक्ट नहीं करता, जैसे नॉर्मल चल रहा है वैसे चलने देता है. REM सप्रेशन इज स्लाइट, करता भी है तो बहुत स्लाइटली सप्रेस करता है REM को. मिनिमल रेसिडुअल डे टाइम सेडेशन, ऐसा होता है कि अगर रात में आपने ड्रग लिया तो अभी आपको सवेरे काम को जाना है तो आपको सेडेशन नहीं चाहिए, तो इसका रेसिडुअल डे टाइम सेडेशन बहुत कम है. ओके, और फीडिंग ऑफ हिप्नोटिक एक्शन ऑन रिपीटेड नाइटली यूज, और टॉलरेंस भी बहुत कम डेवलप होता है. ऐसा नहीं कि पहले 8-10 दिन इसकी वजह से नींद आई और बाद में फिर नींद नहीं आ रही ड्रग लेने के बाद भी, तो टॉलरेंस इज वेरी लेस या हिप्नोटिक एक्शन फेड नहीं होती है. नो और लिटल रीबाउंड इंसोम्निया ऑन डिसकंटिन्यूएशन, इसको अगर बंद कर दो तो वापस से इंसोम्निया का प्रॉब्लम होने के चांसेस बहुत कम है, दैट इज रीबाउंड इंसोम्निया इज वेरी लेस अगर आप ड्रग को बंद करते हो तो. नियर एब्सेंस ऑफ टॉलरेंस और फिजिकल डिपेंडेंस, लो abuse potential combined with a safety in overdose, so abuse potential बहुत कम है. ये लीवर में मेटाबोलाइज हो जाता है एंड इट इज इंडिकेटेड फॉर शॉर्ट टर्म यूज इन द स्लीप ऑनसेट इंसोम्निया एज वेल एज फॉर इंटरमिटेंट awakening. What is the dose of zolpidem? 5 to 10 milligram at bedtime. You can go maximum up to 20 milligram. But in case of the elderly and liver disease patient, you have to half the dose. अगर 20 मिलीग्राम दे रहे हो नॉर्मल में तो इनमें 10 मिलीग्राम ही देना पड़ेगा जिनका एज ज्यादा है या लिवर डिसीज है. And next drug is the Zaleplon. It is one of the shortest acting in this category. This can be asked as a MCQ. So Zaleplon is the shortest acting. Okay. It also acts selective on alpha-1 subunit like other two drugs. It is effective only in sleep onset insomnia. It does not prolong the total sleep time or reduces the number of awakening. जिसमें बीच बीच में रात में जगते हैं ऐसे पेशेंट में ये यूजफुल नहीं है. जिनको सिर्फ स्लीप ऑनसेट प्रॉब्लम है, नींद नहीं आती बेड पे पड़ने के बाद, उनको ये दे सकते हैं. एंड बिकॉज इसका शॉर्ट हाफ लाइफ इतना शॉर्ट है, इट कैन बी टेकन लेट इन द नाइट मोर देन 4 hours बिफोर वेकिंग टाइम. मीन्स 11 बजे सो गए, 2 बजे तक नींद नहीं आ रही है तो आप उसको 2 बजे भी ले सकते हो अगर आपको 6-7 बजे उठना है तो। ओके, सो इट डज नॉट कॉज एनी मॉर्निंग सिडेशन बिकॉज हाफ लाइफ कम है तो जल्दी से एलिमिनेट हो जाता है बॉडी से। Now coming to the last part is the uses of this drug. Okay, so first use is obviously for what we are having this lecture is as a hypnotic. Okay, for treatment of insomnia. तो यहाँ पे कुछ पॉइंट्स है जो आपको पता होने चाहिए। फर्स्ट, अंडरस्टैंड द पैटर्न एंड कॉज ऑफ इंसोम्निया। ओके, किसी भी पेशेंट में डायरेक्टली ड्रग देने से पहले ये पता करो कि उसको इंसोम्निया क्यों है। क्रोनिक इंसोम्निया है, शॉर्ट टर्म है कि ट्रांजिएंट है। और अगर किसी स्ट्रेस की वजह से, टेंशन की वजह से, फैमिली या पर्सनल प्रॉब्लम की वजह से है तो पहले उसको दूर करने की कोशिश करो। सॉरी, एंड देन यू कैन ट्राई दी ड्रग्स एक्चुअली। अवॉइड अननेसेसरी हिप्नोटिक मेडिकेशन। अननेसेसरी मत दो किसी भी पेशेंट में। When indicated, benzodiazepine or newer non-benzodiazepine hypnotic like zolpidem or xyliplam, they are the hypnotic of choice. जब भी देना है तब जो न्यूअर ड्रग्स है लाइक जोल्पिडम या झालिप्लॉन इनको प्रेफर करो, या फिर बेंजोडाइजेपिन्स में अल्प्राजोलैम टाइप ऑफ ड्रग आप दे सकते हो। What are the important points while giving the drug? Hypnotic may be used to shorten the sleep latency, to reduce the nocturnal awakening, or to provide the anxiolytic effect the next day when insomnia is associated with anxiety. Select the proper drug on the basis of onset and duration of action. Okay, long acting चाहिए, short acting चाहिए, वैसे properly select करो। नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग इंपेयरमेंट, किसी किसी ड्रग की वजह से नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग को प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है। क्या हो सकता है? प्रोलॉन्ग सिडेशन, दिन भर सिडेशन आ रहा है अगर लॉन्गर एक्टिंग ड्रग है तो। और रिबाउंड एंजाइटी, अगर शॉर्टर एक्टिंग दे दिया तो एंजाइटी हो जाती है। अगर एंजाइटी विद सिडेशन के लिए अगर आप दे रहे हो तो आपको देखना पड़ेगा। गिव हिप्नोटिक्स फॉर शॉर्टेड ड्यूरेशन पॉसिबल। ओके, यूज हिप्नोटिक्स ओनली फॉर वेरी शॉर्ट टर्म। ओके, डोंट अननेसेसरीली इंक्रीज देयर टाइमिंग ऑफ यूज। मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इज पेशेंट सब्जेक्टिव असेसमेंट ऑफ रिफ्रेशिंग स्लीप। पेशेंट को पूछो कि हैव यू हैवन अ प्रॉपर स्लीप एंड हैव फीलिंग रिफ्रेश आफ्टर टेकिंग द ड्रग। इफ द आंसर इज यस, फॉरगेट अबाउट द रेस्ट ऑफ द फार्माकोलॉजिकल पॉइंट, दिस इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट। इंसोम्निया ऑफ 3 टाइप्स। व्हाट आर द 3 टाइप्स? लॉन्ग टर्म इंसोम्निया जिसको मंथ्स या ईयर से इंसोम्निया है। शॉर्ट टर्म इंसोम्निया, दोज आर ओनली वीक्स, 1 वीक और 2 वीक। ट्रांजिएंट इंसोम्निया ओनली फॉर डे और 2, मोस्टली सिचुएशनल। ओके, chronic or long-term insomnia, when the insomnia is more than 3 weeks. What can be the reason? The patient has used the hypnotics for long period and now he is tolerant and dependent. The patient is alcoholic, and or either the patient is having certain diseases like GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. The patient is in pain because of cancer or some another problems, or COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. This type of the patient don't have the proper sleep because of their physical problem. So rather than giving the drug, you can try some non-pharmacological measures first. What are they? These are very important. As a doctor, you should always take these measures. Aerobic exercise in the morning, training at mental relaxation or meditation or yoga, avoiding anxiety about the past or future performance while in bed. Don't worry, just relax and go to the sleep. Nothing is going to change because of your worry. Okay, attempting the sleep when sleepiness is maximum. जब आपको ज्यादा नींद आ रही है तब सो जाओ. Don't unnecessarily decide the timings. Avoid napping at a daytime. No, never go to the sleep at a daytime, especially if you have a problem with nighttime sleep. Good nightly sleep improves the quality of the daytime wakefulness. Maintain the regular sleep wake timings. Whatever your timings, maintain that, especially 10 or 11 o'clock max in the night. Coffee and alcohol restriction, especially in the night, even in the morning or the day. Treatment of concurrent somatic illness. If you have any type of the diseases like this, you have to treat, the doctor has to treat these diseases. And psychotherapy, psychological counseling of the patient. If we have to give the pharmacotherapy or the drugs, then you can try a drug every 3 days, not daily. The drug like flurazepam 15 to 30 milligram, diazepam 5 to 10 milligram or nitrazepam are preferred as a rebound insomnia and withdrawal symptoms are less marked. So drugs having the long acting or intermediate acting, they are preferred in chronic insomnia rather than the short acting drug. So flurazepam, diazepam and nitrazepam, these are preferred. Short term insomnia, where from 3 to 21 days, means 3 days to 3 weeks if the patient is having problem, that is called short term insomnia. Okay, patient में have induction difficulty, बेड पे लेटने के बाद नींद नहीं आ रही, frequent nocturnal awakening or early morning awakening. The cause may be any emotional problem because of occupational problem or bereavement, some because of the death of some near person or loved person, or because of the separation of some loved person, or some physical illness. So hypnotic which is free of residual effects should be selected. The one which are shorter acting, not having the next day morning action, should be preferred. Okay, but when anxiety is there along with insomnia, a benzodiazepine whose action extend into the next morning should be preferred. Okay, so again flurazepam and temazepam type of the drugs at bedtime are suited for this. Coming to the transient insomnia, only for 1 to 3 days. Why this transient insomnia happens? Because of alteration in the circumstances of sleep, like unusual noise because of the some marriage or some function going on nearby, overnight train journey, new place of the sleep, unusual pattern of work, shift worker, especially having a nighttime shift and then daytime, intercontinental travel. Okay, especially when you're traveling in the aeroplane, because of the differences in the timing of the various countries, that is called jet lag effect. So this may be the causes of transient insomnia. So at that time you have to prefer the rapidly eliminated, rapidly acting hypnotic drug, or shorter acting benzodiazepine like triazolam. Okay, or better you can use the non benzodiazepine hypnotic like zolpidem or zaleplon. What are the other uses? These are very important. First, as a anxiolytic and for daytime sedation. Okay, as a anti anxiety. तो benzodiazepines के uses हम देख रहे हैं. First हमने देखा hypnotic, second is a anxiolytic or anti anxiety. This can be asked as a part of long answer question. Discuss the advantages of benzodiazepine over barbiturate and uses and classification of benzodiazepine, okay, and barbiturate. Then benzodiazepine can be useful as an anticonvulsant, especially for emergency control of status epilepticus or febrile convulsion or tetanus. Status epilepticus के लिए drug of choice is lorazepam, while febrile convulsions के लिए drug of choice is diazepam, especially by rectal route. ओके, फेब्रिल कन्वर्जन जब भी फीवर आता है, स्पेशली 5 साल के नीचे के बच्चों को, उनको कन्वर्जन होने के चांसेस होते हैं, उसको बोलते हैं फेब्रिल कन्वर्जन. और स्टेटस एपिलेप्टिकस में पेशेंट को 2 सीजर और फीड के एपिसोड कंटिन्यूअस आते हैं या 30 मिनट से ज्यादा तक आते हैं. The next use of benzodiazepine is centrally acting muscle relaxant, especially diazepam. In cases of the spasticity or muscle spasm, वहां पे muscle को relax करने के लिए. Okay. For IV anesthesia, for pre-anesthetic medication, anesthesia से पहले and for conscious sedation. क्यों देते हैं anesthesia से पहले? क्योंकि ये anxiety कम करता है, patient को sedation लाता है, muscle relax करता है. All this can be beneficial for the surgery or operation. नेक्स्ट बिफोर ECT मीन्स इलेक्ट्रोकन्वल्सिव थेरेपी, जो डिप्रेशन वाले पेशेंट्स में देते हैं. ओके, शॉक थेरेपी हम जिसको बोलते हैं. इलेक्ट्रिकल कार्डियो वर्जन ऑफ एरिथमिया, जिनको एरिथमिया के प्रॉब्लम है, हार्ट रेट फ्लक्चुएशंस के प्रॉब्लम है, एट्रियल फ्लटर फिब्रिलेशन, वो करने से पहले आप डायजेपाम टाइप ऑफ ड्रग दे सकते हैं. कार्डियक कैथेटराइजेशन करने से पहले, एंडोस्कोपीज करने से पहले डायजेपाम IV इज गिवन बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स एमनेसिक एंड एनाल्जेसिक एंड कामिंग प्रॉपर्टी. काम कर देता है. एमनेसिक पेशेंट को याद नहीं आता कि क्या इवेंट्स हो रहे हैं और इसकी वजह से उसको स्ट्रेस नहीं आता बाद में याद करके. एनाल्जेसिक पेन को भी कुछ हद तक रिलीव करता है एंड मसल को रिलैक्स करता है. बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल दिस एक्शन डायजेपाम कैन बी प्रिफर्ड बिफोर दिस टाइप ऑफ द प्रोसीजर्स. Alcohol withdrawal in dependent subjects. If the patient is dependent on alcohol and if he suddenly stop his alcohol, he may suffer from withdrawal symptoms. In such a patient, diazepam or oxazepam or chlordiazepoxide type of the benzodiazepines are preferred. So they can reduce the restlessness or the craving or reduce the anxiety because in this type of the patient. And they can be given with analgesics or NSAID, that is a painkiller, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug like ibuprofen, spasmolytics, okay, and to treat the non-specific dyspeptic symptom along with the antacids or some acidity decreasing drug. Last point is benzodiazepine antagonist, that is a flumazenil. So I have told this is a competitive antagonist for agonist and inverse agonist both. ये IV दिया जाता है, एक्शन स्टार्ट्स विद इन सेकंड एंड लास्ट फॉर 1 to 2 आवर। सो इट कैन बी गिवन इन 2 कंडीशन टू रिवर्स द बेंजोडाइजेपिन एनेस्थीसिया। अगर बेंजोडाइजेपिन आपने एनेस्थीसिया देने के लिए यूज किया है और पेशेंट अभी नॉर्मल आना चाहिए, वापस से कॉन्शियस होना चाहिए और नहीं हो रहा है जल्दी, तो आप दे सकते हो द पेशेंट कैन गेट ओरिएंटेड एंड रिगेन द मोटर कंट्रोल विद इन 1 मिनट ऑफ IV इंजेक्शन। ओके, इसकी वजह से अर्ली डिस्चार्ज दे सकते हो आपको पेशेंट को। और बेंजोडाइजेपिन का ओवरडोज या पॉइजनिंग हो गई तब भी आप फ्लूमेजनिल दे सकते हो। Okay, so there are two uses of flumazenil: to reverse the benzodiazepine anesthesia and to reverse the benzodiazepine overdose. Last point is melatonin. This is the hormone which is secreted from pineal gland in the brain. Why it is important? It synchronizes the sleep wakefulness cycle with circadian rhythm. There are two subtypes of melatonin receptor, MT1 and MT2. It is used to reduce the jet lag symptoms before starting the flight, and it is also useful in shift worker and elderly insomniacs to wean off from regular benzodiazepine medication. तो अपने बॉडी में ये मेलाटोनिन नाम का हार्मोन नॉर्मली सिक्रेट होता है एंड इट ऑल्सो मेंटेन्स द स्लीप वेकफुलनेस साइकिल। तो इन सर्टन टाइप ऑफ द पेशेंट हु हैव जेट लैग सिम्टम्स और शिफ्ट वर्कर, इनमें हम मेलाटोनिन बाहर से देते हैं और दिस कैन एक्ट एज एगोनिस्ट ऑन दिस टू टाइप ऑफ द रिसेप्टर एंड कैन प्रोड्यूस द sedation and the hypnotic action. But the side effects are that the epilepsy or seizure can happen and psychiatric problems can happen with the melatonin. मेलाटोनिन डायरेक्टली भी दे सकते हैं एंड देयर इज अनदर मेलाटोनिन रिसेप्टर एगोनिस्ट दैट इज कॉल्ड रैमिल्टन व्हिच इज एगोनिस्ट फॉर बोथ मेलाटोनिन रिसेप्टर MT1 and MT2. These are the melatonin receptor. So it is given as a 8 milligram tablet half hour before going to bed. Okay. So this is all about this lecture of the sedative hypnotic. So we have seen the hypnotic are the drug which maintains the sleep or induces the sleep. Sedative are the drug which only decreases the excitement. Three classes of the drug: barbiturate, benzodiazepine and newer non-benzodiazepine hypnotics. Barbiturates are not preferred nowadays because they have a tolerance, dependence and certain side effects. They also alter the sleep architecture. Benzodiazepines are preferred over the barbiturate and we have seen the various reasons. They have a high therapeutic index, little action on cardiovascular and respiratory system, little tolerance, little dependence, low air abuse liability, okay, and not distortion of sleep architecture. And benzodiazepine antagonist is available in case of overdose or poisoning, that is a flumazenil. Newer non-benzodiazepine hypnotics like zolpidem and zaleplon, they are preferred over the benzodiazepine because they are acting especially on alpha 1 subunit of the receptor. And lastly, we have seen the various uses of benzodiazepine. So first is obviously hypnotic, then anti-anxiety, then muscle relaxation, especially central action, anticonvulsant in status epilepticus and febrile convulsion, then before in IV anesthesia or as a pre-anesthetic medication, then before certain procedures like ECT or electrical cardioversion or endoscopies, and then along with certain drugs like NSAID and the drugs. So this is all about the sedative and hypnotic. Thank you.